Hey, welcome to Woody's Weekly Wisdom. I'm Andrew from The Investor's Way, and look at this. Australian share market extends winning streak ahead of key US CPI data. So I wanted to look at this today. In fact, I haven't even read the article, but the headline was enough to remind me that today, so recording this on Thursday, you're probably watching it on Friday or thereafter, but overnight in the US, we saw the Dow Jones reach an all-time high. The S&P 500 is now up almost 25% for the year, and that might sound amazing, but it was down 20% or 22% last year, so it's regained most of its losses from last year and is heading towards its all-time high. And the Nasdaq is also up over 35% this year, and that's all the US market. And we get pretty excited about what happens over there because normally it flows into what's happening here in Australia. But the crazy thing is the Aussie market has pretty much done nothing all year. And so we are in a bit of a holding pattern, waiting to break out. And so to see our market getting close to breaking out and having a bit of a hot streak coming up to Christmas, we may just finally see the Aussie market get back to its old all-time highs. And after what's happened in the US, with their inflation dropping, their jobs growth growing, that's all good signs for their market. The flip side is that the Aussie market today has come out and the jobs numbers haven't been as exciting. We've still grown jobs, but there's still not the same level of excitement about our job market as there is in the US. But I guess we also didn't have the bounce that they had during COVID as well. So all on balance. But the exciting thing at least is the Aussie dollar's bouncing back, and the stock market is at least starting to show some signs of life late in the year here in Australia. Obviously, around the world, obviously it's late in the year, but I mean, the Australian market is showing some life late after a pretty ordinary October, and then a pretty phenomenal November, and then it's continued on. So we haven't seen the headlines yet. I thought we would see them this week about the Santa rally or the Christmas rally. We haven't quite seen that yet, but certainly all eyes are now on the market to see if it continues. And as you can see, lots of talk here about a lot of numbers and looking here to the US to see what happens with their CPI data, which has been, I think, released and was pretty impressive. So they had zero inflation in the previous quarter or previous month, and their inflation number is coming down dramatically. And they're seeing oil prices, or gas prices as they like to call them, they're dropping in their market. So lots and lots of things that caused a bit of heartache in the past are now starting to settle down. And hopefully we're going to see that flow through to the Aussie stock markets, and we might just see some really nice positive end of the year numbers for our stock market. So just going through, starting to talk about what's happening in the oil price, and obviously that has a massive impact on a lot of companies on the Australian exchange because of our high reliance on the mining industry and its use of oil to continue to operate. So that's always a big factor. And most of the other sectors are doing reasonably well and doing good things. It's good to see here a stock, Incitec. It's announced a new chief executive and managing director. Incitec is a stock that is currently meeting my selection criteria. So for all of my clients who have used that criteria and bought into Incitec, would have been quite happy yesterday to see that share rally 1.1%. That is very nice for a day. Take that most days of the week. And we'll continue to use those criteria to find those good stocks that are producing great returns. But this one, today, is probably a shorter weekly wisdom, but it's all about the fact that we're starting to see the Aussie stock market breathe some life after having effectively been asleep for most of the year. So it will be interesting to see how it pans out, and what happens between now and the close of business on the 31st of December, when all the fund managers need to report how they've done in the calendar year and the half year. And with a market that's predominantly gone sideways up until now, I'm sure they're all hoping to see the market do a lot more before the end of the year. So they've got something to print, and something positive to print in their glossy brochures. And as I said, if you're interested in our selection criteria, that is finding those stocks like Incitec, then leave us a comment, reach out, let us know that you want to know more about the stock selection criteria, and we'll hook you up with a free resource. I might even, if you ask nicely, I might even leave that resource or a link to that resource in the comment section or the notes, depending on where you are watching this video. And having said that, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor and hit the subscribe button and the little bell to get notified when we put these out. And if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, leave a comment, give us a big thumbs up, and do us a favor, share the resource with your network so more people get to know about what we're doing, and hopefully down the track we can help them with their wealth creation plan, and get them set up for a secure financial future. So that's Woody's Weekly Wisdom, episode number 41. Can't believe it's been that long that we've been doing these already. And let's keep our eye between now and the end of the year on what happens in the Aussie stock market. Now that the US market has hit some all-time highs, it's going to be very interesting to see what we do here in Australia. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you again next week for one more Woody's Weekly Wisdom before the festive season. And I look forward to sharing more of what's happening in the world of money next week. Cheers.